Okay, so thank you. I will try to speed up just to make it quicker because of this delay. I would like to share my story about building a home lab. This is a story of a trauma. A lot of hours spent it in front of computer or in front of the rack cabinet, playing with cables, with wire, but also with Wi-Fi. So let's start the story. So, quick question: who has at least some kind of home lab? Okay, so we have a similar topic to discuss afterwards. Okay, my story started with Raspberry Pi device, and I just decided I would like to play with it, to set up the proxy server to control the traffic that my kids are using, to control the sites they are visiting and so on. And so I bought Raspberry Pi, set it up, but afterwards I decided it's not enough for me. I would like to try something more. And the story is about the one service opens the gate for another one, or even more. I would try to try this in chronological order, but sometimes it's very hard to follow. Okay, so my first task was to improve the Wi-Fi in the home to have a full coverage. It turned out that I need to treat my home like small campus to identify the areas with lack of coverage. And after some investigations, I decided to go with centralized AP management system from the MikroTik. And I bought some access points, set up them in the home. At the beginning, it was 2 access points. Now I have 4. And they are centralized management powered by PoE and everything in one place. I can just change on the router, on the Capsman manager, and everything is populated. Just to show you, I have now 28 Wi-Fi interfaces at home. So it's a little bit more than many offices has. This is because I'm using VLANs. And now I have 9 separate VLANs for different purposes, for different roles. The one is management, just for managing devices. The home, the trusted one that everyone at home is using. Guests, for guests. IoT is obvious. But which is not obvious, I have separate DNS zone, IPA identity zone, demilitarized zone, dev for experiments, and because I'm tester, I have separate VLAN, separate network without any traffic control, with open NAT, with public DNS, just for testing software, just to avoid any false positive issues caused by blocking traffic, for example. And to show you that all VLANs are in place, here is a screenshot from Winbox, the tool to manage MikroTik devices. You can see the traffic is on many VLANs. Okay, so once I have the network layer, I thought I would like to control this, connect from remote locations. So I set up a WireGuard connection to my home, so I can even from here connect to home, manage routers, manage devices, see what is happening, who is online, and so on. Everything is controlled by fire rules. Remote devices are using my internal DNS servers. And yep, so more or less the story is that I can control everything from remote locations. What next? At some point, I decided I want to run some VMs. Running VM on the laptop is not very efficient because after each restart, the VM also shut down. You have to reboot it. Sometimes I'm using different laptops, so it's not very convenient way to operate. So I decided to set up the Proxmox via server. Not sure if you are familiar with this solution, but for those who are not, this is a virtualization platform that allows you to run virtual machines and containers. I put it in this rack, and it was working. But after some time, I decided, maybe not decided, I thought, what happened if my Proxmox machine died? All VMs are gone. So what the solution is? Put more Proxmox servers. And now I have 3 Proxmox servers connected to the cluster, so I can migrate virtual machines on the fly between clusters. So if one is too busy, I can migrate, just drag and drop or push two buttons, and my virtual machine is migrated to the separate node. This allows to fully control, centralized control the resources, and this is what is operating currently. This is a dashboard from one of the nodes. You can see you can have a lot of information there and control everything. But next, I thought, what happened is one node is died. I'm losing all VMs that are hosted there. So the solution is using self-distributed storage and HA, which is high availability solutions. This allows me, if one node of the cluster is died, all the one that is still up can take the virtual machine and start it immediately. The clue is I need a separate disk for each node, and each node has the same data on this disk. Communication is through the network interface. And all disks are synchronized. So I have separate network adapters that are dedicated only for Ceph. The second network adapter on Proxmox cluster is for cluster management and general traffic. Not perfect, I should have 3, but come on, this is only Homelab. By accident, I tested this, and it's really saving the data. At some point, one of my disks on PV2, the host that I named Proxmox server 02, died, and I get a alert that Ceph is not healthy, so I need to replace it, replicate data, and this is how I found out that this is really working, but unfortunately I had to learn how to restore network storage, distributed storage. And what this shows that the storage is healthy. This is expected, and if you see anything green, you don't have to worry about, nothing about. But even distributed storage on the cluster is not safe because it's only cluster. If 2 nodes die, you are losing everything. So the next step was to build a NAS server with ZFS storage where I can do a backups, but not only. I'm using this as an internal file server. And what is more interesting, I have Proxmox backup server, which is taking snapshots of virtual machines. You can schedule how often. You can use a garbage collector to delete old ones to control this available storage on backup servers. And the next my thought, what happened if my rack server burned? I'm losing everything. So I have another backup server on off-site locations, completely separate physical locations, which is connected by WireGuard to my local network, and once a day I'm synchronizing backups there. During the night, of course, to not utilize internet line. And the clue is, it's truncated here. But right is not a backup. One backup is optimistic. 2 backups servers sounds like a plan. Honestly, hopefully I didn't have to use backups yet, but I'm prepared to use it. This is a dashboard from my NAS server. It's also the separate machine. And this is dashboard from the Proxmox backup server. You can see I have, no, you cannot because it's truncated, but I have 1,056 backups in 30 days. I can restore single file from every machine. So when I had so many machines and servers, manage them is nightmare. Each system has a separate password, and synchronizing them, manually changing to make them synchronize or remember the passwords is horrible. So I wanted one password for everything. So it turned out that I have now identity server, which is free IPA from Red Hat. This is providing Kerberos, LDAP, certificates and internal DNS authority. But I wasn't myself if I have only one instance. So I have free IPA replica, which is also on a separate machine, this time on one primary IPA is on a Proxmox VM, and replica is on the TrueNAS virtual machine. Those are separate hardware. So even if one IPA died, the network survived. This is a screenshot showing that I have 2 instances of IPA. And they are synchronizing. So now I have virtual machines, backup servers, file server, internal DNS server, and now it's time to control the traffic. Simple firewall rules are not enough in this case because I want to block ads at applications, websites, and so on. So I decided to install the Pi-hole. And it wasn't me if I have only one instance. So I have 2 Pi-holes at my home, one running on the One is running on Proxmox VM, it's called DNS1. And second one, this is surprise, is running on MikroTik router as a Docker image. You can run, it's for many people, it's surprised that you can run Docker images on the modern routers. So in this case, this one, if internet is up, this replica is, Pi-hole replica is always up. So now I have two layers of the internal home DNS. One is Pi-hole to control the traffic, and second, free IPA to have DNS authority for internal host names. And this one is querying external DNS servers. Okay, this is a dashboard from the Pi-hole. As you can see, I have 70,000 blocked queries, which is surprisingly high. And you can, it's for 30 days.
And how many people?
4 people at home, including guests, but from time to time. I hope no neighbors. And one more here from this slide, because Pi-hole is not supporting multi-host, multi-instances. It's rather standalone service. So I'm using Nebula Sync to synchronize both Pi-holes. If I made any update on the first one, the second one is automatically updated. So all are carrying the same add lists and configurations. And I have to do this only once. Okay. So I have VMs, I have DNS, so time for some services. Because don't like Docker, because it requires root privileges. So I'm using a Podman from Red Hat. It's rootless. It's compatible with Docker. Has some problems with Docker Compose, but 99% of apps are working. So I'd have a separate VM just to host Podman, and if I have to run any container, I'm using this machine. But what is more interesting? At some point, I wanted my own email, but paying 10 euro per month is not like me. So I built my own web mail server. It's hosted at my home on my hardware. I have a delegated domain with public IP address. And I'm using, you can see this, postfix plus devocat as IMAP. At the top of it is a round cube as a web mail client. Hosting mails is not, I did it not the first time. I did it 20 years ago. But since that time, many things change. You have to use SPF, DKIM, and so on, just to make, to sign your emails and make sure that many mail servers like Gmail can handle this correctly and not put in the spam, or even process and deliver to the mailbox. Not sure if you know all these terms. I don't want to go too many deeply in details, but this is something that you are putting, more or less, you are putting the signing out outgoing emails by your private key, but your public key is available in DNS records. So everyone can see your public key from DNS, and you are signing by private key. What is interesting, this is everything integrating my free IPA LDAP, so all users are connected. I'm creating a user on IPA and can log into my machines, have email, one password for everything, like a small corporate. My kids are not happy with this. Especially they have to use Linux. Okay, I'm also hosting the web server. It's rather simple. I don't have complicated page because I'm not good in web development. But what is funny, I'm using Let's Encrypt to get certificates, and I found out that you have to configure it correctly for Acme Challenge to get certificates. This was a surprise for me. I didn't know about it until the error came. Okay, but once I have a lot of soft services, including web server, mail server, Podman, hardware devices, I would like to see which are running, which are not. So I'm going circle back and going back to my Raspberry Pi device, decided let's use it as a monitor system. So I installed and configured exporters on all my machines, including physical and virtual, using exporters for Linux, MikroTik, PVE, Proxmox Backup Server, NAS for services. And I'm collecting all time series data using Victoria Metrics. Why not Prometheus, which is, I think, more common? Victoria Metrics is my lighter and suitable for Raspberry Pi. It's fully compatible with Prometheus. So when I installed Grafana, I can use Prometheus dashboards using that are pulling data from Victoria Metrics. But Grafana looks nice, but you have to open it and see what is going on. So I also have VM alert, which appropriate rule, you can get an alert on the channel you want. Now I have only email, but usually it's working well until the mail server is down. But it's a chicken egg problem. I'm planning to set up a separate channel for on Telegram, so I will get any notification if any system is down or unstable. Funny story, I have a MikroTik backup service, it's truncated here as also, which is creating a backups of my network devices every day, because if I change something, I don't want to remember to backup, to push it to the GitHub, and so on. So I have MikroTik backup service that is every night is grabbing configuration and if anything change, preparing the commit and push it to the GitHub with actual configuration. So I have a history and actual configuration. Of course, it's private repository. You cannot access it due to security reasons. And this is a dashboard from Grafana. And I forgot to mention I have also the uptime Kuma, which is simply showing which service is up for a quick view. And this is a email I got someday that Apache, which is HTTP server, is down, severity critical. After investigation, it turned out that I had a power outage, which I didn't know about because I was outside my home. And simply the monitoring services started earlier than HTTP, and was the down time was detected, and I got email. After a few minutes, I got another email confirmation that service is up and running. But I was nervous a little bit for a while. Okay, going to the end slowly. I thought, what happened if I have to configure it again? It was dozens of hours. So I have everything in Ansible playbooks. The secrets are kept in Ansible vault. Everything is pushed to the GitHub, so I can restore all configurations in, let's say, small hours, 2-3 hours, instead of few weeks. I'm not saying about data because data are on the backups, but I mean configuration of the services. So my architecture looks like this one. Internet connection with remote devices, network layer. This is a virtualization with high availability. Storage with 2 instances of backup servers, services, and everything managed from Ansible. And this is how my rack cabinet looks currently. It's not the old, I have 2 more devices, 1 computer and switch here. It's a little bit truncated. Unfortunately, you cannot see access points and other switches that are around the house. And this is the really end of my presentation. Some useful information. What was really worth to do, and what was what I over-engineered. So very useful is a segmented Wi-Fi, WireGuard that I can connect to home from everywhere, especially from when you are in the restaurant, hotel, using access points, hotspots. It's not secure, but when you connect to home, it's getting much, much more secure. Centralized DNS filtering for removing ads and control the traffic. Repeatable deployments. It's useful. I doubt if I put it on this site, but it's nice learning. And tested backup. The backups I'm sleeping better because of this. What was unnecessary, in my opinion, free IPA at home. It's very enterprise solution, and really you don't need it at home. This was just my dream to have it. CEF for small VMs collection is definitely over-engineered. Email, honestly, my families are using Gmail. So this is only my private. And too many DNS layers, especially when you have with LDAP and free IPA. And sometimes too many alerts for 90 seconds inconvenience. What next? Because I'm satisfied with what I have at home, so I'm building, and let's call it branch office at my summer house. So I have now 2 access points there, internet line, also manage access points. What next? We'll see. Okay, thank you. And if you have any question, it's time to ask, or maybe for those who has Homelab, maybe you have something over-engineered and you would like to share.